so official. Got a clicky thing.
I was super annoyed the other day because I was watching a movie.
Okay.
And they were doing a...
Was it out of sync?
No, they were doing in the movie, they were doing like an audition for an actress in the movie.
Okay.
And they're filming like on a video camera, just a camcorder. And the guy goes like this in front of the camera. And I was like...
He doesn't have a thing?
There's no separate mic. There's no mic. But like they were just taping on a camcorder. There's nothing to sync up.
Wonder...
Why did he do this?
Maybe it syncs poorly on that particular model?
But it was on a VHS camcorder.
I don't know.
They're not
right, what are they gonna...
They're not gonna edit it. What are they gonna do? And it was just like, it was like literally an audition tape. And it turned out in the logic of the movie, I guess maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that was a hint that they don't really want her as an actress. They want to murder her, because they try and murder her later. So... Maybe not a plot hole.
Wait, is this...
Maybe a plot detail.
Are we recording this?
You
started hamming to the camera, so I thought it was just an us thing. I
thought so too, but then it veered into me being wrong.
Okay.
And I'm self-hating enough that I feel others need to see it.
Alright. Welcome to the show.
Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
I'm Jake.
And this is Ask Hugo, some number that I did not think to look up before this.
Well, it's happened to you, finally.
Oh, good.
It took a long time for you to catch up to my ineptitude.
Yeah. So today I'm going to answer some more of your questions. Ask me more in the comments or in our Discord. There is a link in the description.
Yay.
Let's do it.
CJG asks Hugo, and I guess me, hey guys, when's the next Bible update?
It's going to be later in this week. The next Bible video will be the other video this week. And then to catch up, I believe we should do, like, next Wednesday's video should probably also be a Bible.
Sure.
And then we'll do another Peterson or Jack or something.
Yeah, we'll do a Peterson.
We're so close to being done with Peterson.
See, the thing is, we got really excited about all the other stuff we were doing, and we're only 2 people. We can't edit all the things.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to do free editing with literally, like, not even credit, won't even give you credit, won't even acknowledge you, won't even say thank you, you can do it.
Those emails will be difficult back and forth, just sending ghost files to ghost people, and maybe they send it back.
I said that so we wouldn't get a flood of people being like, I'll edit your videos, and then jacking off onto the...
Good job.
Yeah. Golden Sun for Plez. Dear Hugo Boy and Jakeoff, was that funny? I just got this shirt, and we put it in the dryer, and I think something fuzzy exploded in it, but it's fine. Fuck it. Don't worry about it. Do you like /art? Wait, was that funny? They called me Jake off.
Oh. We've made worse jokes than
I got
that.
called Jake ass.
Jake off.
Growing
up.
Okay. Do you like or are you interested in math? How do you feel about the state of math education in the U.S.? Can we delete math, please?
Math! Incredibly important tool.
Yes.
I don't know why I started this.
You know what's important? The rocket science.
Yeah. Like that fella Elon Musk. What a guy. He's doing great things over there.
I knew he couldn't not.
I'm not gonna go into it. But
it's like fucking.
I'm terrible at math.
Tom Hanks typewriters.
I'm so terrible at math, I never want to look at numbers if I don't have to.
Honestly, like, when they're spelled out, I get upset that I was tricked into looking at a number.
That being said, I think part of the reason I hate math is because I'm not very good at it, and I think I'm not very good at it partially because of the way I was taught math. I mean, I think, like, a lot of people, like, our age, we were taught very much, like, memorization, and, like, especially when you're younger, like you gotta memorize your multiplication tables and all that stuff.
You don't know them, you memorize them.
And I've always been very bad, surprisingly enough, at, like, specific memorization of things like that. I'm good at concepts. I can remember concepts and, like, events, and I can get them and then regurgitate them back.
Preach in the choir, history major. I fucking, nope.
But
words.
I can't verbatim remember, like, this number times this number means this number. What they do now for kids in math, I've seen, which helps a lot. I've actually started adopting it, and it helps me a little bit better, is that base 10 math, where you try and, like, knock everything down to tens where possible, and then you just deal with the remaining numbers.
See, I did that without anyone teaching me that because it was easier.
Like, and
I don't know if I do it the way they're taught now, but I definitely, I always break it down to, okay, so what's the easiest multiplication here? And I do that, and then I use the rest of it and try to figure it out.
Yeah, so I've heard a lot of parents complain about that because they don't understand it, but just from, this is purely one anecdote, it's not a study or anything, take this as what it is, it's helped me, and I suck at math, so I feel like that's probably a good direction that they're going
I think it's how Japanese students are taught, where they have, like, the lines that they draw, and then I haven't seen that. They count intersections when they multiply, and so it's like, I don't know how to do it, but it basically makes a square, and so it's this and this. You draw a line for the value. So if it's 100, you go like 1, and then I don't know what tens are, or maybe 111. So and then you do it this way, and then you multiply them that way and count when they cross over. It's weird. It comes up on Twitter sometimes.
I don't know. I've heard this thing about Japanese math is a little easier too. One of the theories behind this is just, again, an anecdote. Take this as a fucking anecdote. Sure. Don't repeat this like it's a fact and why. The stereotype about Asians in math is correct, because it's not. But I've heard, like, something that I've never thought about in the English language in regard to math is, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not, like, 10, 1 teen, 2 teen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until you get to 13, then it's like 13.
Spanish is like that, too. I think it's a Romance language thing, because Spanish does exactly the same thing, where it's like... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then once you get to like 20, it's 21, 22, 23, and then it's you move on from there, and then they start counting which is kind of, I guess, what we do too with 103 or what.
Sure.
But we still do like 111. They don't do 100, like 100 once. I don't think. So, I don't know.
I'm bad at math, though, and I respect anyone who helps our society function by doing it, because without everything would probably fall apart.
It's a left brain, right brain sort of thing, and I don't have whatever
Isn't
brain...
that an antiquated, like, debunked...
No, I'm just using it as like the type of person that...
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not that. I need like flimsy constructs to talk about. I'm better in metaphor than I am in or concept than I am in, like... the thing I don't like about math is, like, there's one answer.
Yeah.
And like, while that's true of most things, like the theory of relativity or gravity, like there's lots of things that, like, there's only one answer for this. But the idea here is that it's like a more of a conversational aspect to it. Yeah. Like, science in general is like, this is that, but it's because this, and this. Math is like, this is that.
The numbers do that, see?
Right, the numbers do that.
This does that. And then I go, why? And it's like...
Because that's why they work.
They do, and I go, what? And I tell you...
Yeah, no, it's good. No, get me out. But I'm really happy if you guys like it. Fuck math. That was
the foundation of the STEM fields. Thank you.
Yeah. Anomaly Mouse, dear Hugo and Jake, love the channel. It got me through my edgy atheist phase in middle school? 5 or so years ago. Fucking Christ. But it seems like Hugo doesn't know that the word tertiary means third, not subordinate or secondary, and he uses it all the time. Sorry to be petty. Thanks for the laughs and discourse through the years. Is that true?
No, you motherfuckers. For 7 years I've been saying that wrong, and you didn't tell me I've been confusing that word with the word tangential?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have been doing that. You're right.
I'll take the L on this one.
This is like when I was getting yelled at.
I feel like this is 20% you guys. 20%. I think that's a fair amount.
How much?
6 years we've been doing this?
How much blame do I have? Maybe I've also been saying it wrong. Have I been saying it wrong? I don't know.
Maybe not, but you were tangential to the situation, so.
I feel tertiary to it. This is like when I did a sound check for my stream one time, and I was like, hey, do I sound good? They're like, you're a little bit loud, right? That was the consensus. You're a little bit loud, so I turned myself down. And it was the boogie stream. Very important. Very, very, it was like such a really good stream where it was, and I go back to look at it because I'm going to download it and maybe edit it. No, I'm peaking. I'm not loud. The mic is peaking. Sounds like garbage the whole time. Never put it up. Why am I going to do that? Guys, you got to be on your game because we're not. Okay? What do you think you're here for? It's not the money. It's to make sure that Hugo and I don't look stupid.
Wait, you're getting paid for this?
Our pockets is money. 2. Dear Hugo and Ayaga, are you guys interested in making videos on New Age crackpots when you want to break from the Christian crackpottery? New Age communities might seem nice and friendly compared to evangelical Christianity, but the hypocrisy, sex abuse, emotional abuse, homophobia, and transphobia that's present in Christian organizations is also there in the New Age community, festering just beneath the surface. I just did a New Age video on stream the other day.
Oh, yeah, I'd want to...
Spirit science.
I want to check something out like that in here sometime when we're done with Jordan Peterson, maybe. That'd be kind of fun.
You know what? If you really want to, we could straight up go to war. We could go to straight up war.
War on what?
Through the cosmos.
What?
We ask the universe. That's how spirit science works, idiot. You ask the universe.
Okay, we're probably gonna do a spirit science thing at some point.
They're fucking crazy. It's good. Oh, can we do conspiracy theory stuff?
Oh, God.
Oh, what's the most famous conspiracy theory?
JFK or moon landing.
Do you want to do the moon landing? Everyone's doing flat Earth. We can do the moon landing. Prove the moon landing. Look, there it is.
I don't want to go to the moon.
Nexus 741, dear Hugo and Snape. I'll take that as a compliment. Are you guys ever gonna do a review on 321 Penguins? What's that?
You don't know what... Okay, 321 Penguins.
Is it math? We talked about math earlier. I don't like math.
It's not about math.
Okay.
It was the show. After VeggieTales was successful, Big Idea Productions, the company that produced VeggieTales at the time, I believe now Netflix owns it, though I don't know if Big Idea still exists or if they just sold the property or what.
Okay.
They were like, oh, let's do another show. So what they did was 321 Penguins. Would you like to guess what the premise of 321 Penguins is?
Teaching kids basic math with penguins.
No, it has nothing to do with math. It's still a religious show. Why else would they ask us to do it?
Noah's Ark stuff?
No, they are a team. God, I gotta back up. Okay,
like the Madagascar penguins.
They're a team.
Did they rip off Madagascar penguins?
No. This is before Madagascar. I think they are a team of penguins.
Of course,
that are spacemen.
Wait, what?
Thus the 321 because they blast off.
Blast off,
and they go on various adventures through space and learn things about...
Why penguins?
Why Jesus in space? Why...
Did they go to Mars? Is Jesus on Mars?
They go various places, but I gotta back up, because that's like the... That's the in the snow globe story. You gotta back up to see what's actually happening.
Okay.
The real premise, the sort of framing device which makes this happen is it's two kids, brother and sister, who also go on the adventures with the penguins, but the penguins are their little toys in a toy spaceship that in the show they like come to life and
it's stupid because the kids are stupid.
I guess, yeah. It's not like VeggieTales, it's not hateful or anything. It's mostly harmless other than, even how benign Christianity, I would argue, is
Get it
harmful.
for quickies. I don't think it's worth, like, a full video.
Absolutely not. It would go on the board, like...
Okay.
Not even with VeggieTales, because I don't want to watch 321 Penguins and VeggieTales. They're basically the same fucking show, just with different characters.
Alright.
Ugh.
Okay, moving on. Blinky! Dear and Jake! Why do you think the only good Bible movies are about Moses? There's never been a really good Jesus, Noah, or Jonah film. I'll disagree with the Jesus one. And Noah. Andrew Lloyd Webber's Joseph musical is literally the only exception I can think of. Do you have any others you would recommend? Passion of the Christ and Noah by Aronofsky. I like it.
I'm gonna count Mother, also by Aronofsky, as a
Is he an atheist?
Movie. I don't know what he is. He's weird.
He's Aronofsky's weird.
Mother.
Kubrick was a little off.
He's not fucking Kubrick.
No, I know he's not, but you know how
I enjoy the movie Mother. Kind of a religious movie.
Sure.
What about the metaphorical
the
way?
Cabin?
It's visually interesting. The Cabin? What's the Cabin?
The Cabin? Am I thinking of the right word
The
here?
Shack?
Yeah, that's the one.
I've never fucking seen The Shack. Anyway,
Me either.
The Shack should have starred Shaquille O'Neal. Now that I think about it.
I knew you were going to say something like that.
What was the question again? I lost my train of thought.
Good religious movies that star Jesus, Noah, or Jonah, or someone else instead of Moses. Because, Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
I enjoy that as a musical. It's all right. I also like Jesus Christ Superstar as a musical. But, like, the first question in regard to why Moses movies tend to be good, I think the reason is because it's Old Testament, Christian filmmakers, or even non-Christian... I don't mean Christian filmmakers like the Cristianos or someone from Pureflix. I mean filmmakers who might be Christian and have certain connections to the story, or a studio at the very least, you know... There's certain sensibilities with Bible stories. You gotta stay pretty close, unless you're doing, like, Aronofsky's Noah, which drastically changed
Noah, well, that was closer than I've seen any... Because
I know.
Aronofsky's Noah is closer to the actual biblical story and the extra stuff with... what's Noah's dad's name? There's some extra biblical stuff.
I forgot.
He's the oldest guy ever. You're older
Methuselah.
Thank you. You're older than Methuselah. There's other Jewish stories, kind of similar to how the demon lady with the nocturnal emissions, Lilith, kind of similar to how those stories were. That actually went with it. Of course, you have to dramatize it, but I don't know. Like, I want to see like a Judges 19. Like, cut that concubine up, like Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, really give me some of that visceral.
I think why you don't is because specifically the Moses story is allowed to be presented generally as it is written. Usually,
that's true
because it is a tale of.
It's a full story. I think
it's, for one thing, a very full story that is fleshed out very well. It has characters in it that even if it doesn't, the Bible doesn't usually go into very much about how. I mean, sometimes it'll be like, oh, this person fell down and wept, or this person whatever. But you don't get a lot of like character stuff.
Moses was generally motif heavy. I mean, you got the fire motif, you have the snakes, you have the plagues and stuff. It's very authored. On
top of that, there are a lot of Bible stories that when you carry them into the present day don't look so great when you put them on screen to actually have to look at them.
Well.
Like, morally speaking, I'm talking, like, people go like, oh, this is a little iffy when you actually look at it. People still today go like, oh, it's the story of a group of people who were enslaved.
And they're trying to get their way out.
And they're trying to get their way out. And, like, that holds up today. I mean, there's a reason the Moses story is considered one of, like, the 7 archetypal stories that exist. There's a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a great. I would say, in my opinion, it's one of the best stories in Christian and Jewish mythology.
Well, I think it's one of the best ancient stories.
Sure.
Like the Odyssey and the Iliad. Homer's epics. Heracles is another good one. Gilgamesh, stuff like that, where starts out as oral and has to move toward, past third base.
Yeah, that's why I like Prince of Egypt, because it's just like, he fucking murdered people. Great mythological story.
I don't know. I still think Passion of the Christ is a good film. It's murder porn, but it's true to the fucking story.
It's well-made murder porn.
It is. It's well shot, and I think, again, if it wasn't Mel Gibson, it was in someone else's hands. Although, again, it's visually a nice movie to watch. It's Catholic as fuck. If it was a reformed, if it was a member of a Lutheran or something making it, it would be kind of about why Jesus is getting his ass beat, not that he's getting his ass beat and you should feel bad. Yeah. So, like, I feel like that movie is almost really good, especially if, like, I would watch a sequel to that.
I think they said they were planning on doing one.
Yeah, I know. But like,
are they gonna? Is it gonna be
the 3 days after that? Would be a very interesting movie, in my opinion.
I wonder if they're gonna have the same guy play Jesus. They could,
Jim Caviezel.
What I would do, again, just strictly like filmmaking, I would bring back Jim Caviezel, and he can look like 10 years older or however long
he's going to be an angel guy anyway.
And maybe have the disciples be different actors so they're still young, or even if they do bring back the same actors, maybe just do really good makeup to try and make them
I don't think anyone would recognize who played them in the past.
Whatever. Have the disciples be like, what? You look have that be part of it, I think that's an interesting choice.
I think that's interesting too. I don't know. It could be a good movie, but yeah, I think most of the Bible is horrifying, so it's really hard. Like, Jonah is a conversion story. It's not a very good story. It's a fun story to tell kids because they're like, "Oh, he was in a whale," but it's not like good to tell.
That's why Pinocchio stole it. They're like, "Oh, that's
right.
good."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another. I think if you did like a movie about Paul writing the letters, but have it be through the lens of, it can't be pro-Christian if you do that, because the actual story behind Paul is like he's like all the people we hate on the far right now. He's like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. We have to stick to our conservatism. So yeah, could be a good movie though. Anyway, Deep Toot. Dear Hugo and Jake, which conspiracy theory universe would you rather live in? The Flat Earth universe, where presumably infinite unexplored lands and seas lie beyond an Antarctic ice wall, actually we fall off the edge, inhabited by giants and who knows what, or the Ancient Aliens universe, where mythology is a primitive account of an alien race that genetically engineered humans by mixing their own DNA with an early hominid species.
Ancient Aliens, for sure, because that would mean for sure there are intelligent other life in the universe, which I think is probably the case, but we don't have confirmation, so I'm pretty agnostic about that as of right now. But I think statistically it's likely.
In the universe or visiting us?
In the universe.
Yeah, no, I think that's 100% true. Just at some point in the universe.
I recognize that, but we don't have data to back that up.
No, so. I think it's very intuitive to say, statistically speaking, based on the trillion planets.
We're agreeing. We're talking.
I know we are.
What we're disagreeing about is the semantics of how we're describing our opinion.
I totally agree. I'm just for them.
Okay.
You know, I think if you don't believe any aliens exist out there, or have, or will, like that's pretty much wrong.
That's the second thing I was going to say. The other part of that equation is the time difference between like sure,
the Fermi paradox.
Aliens might exist out in the universe, but if they existed 1,000,000 years ago and went extinct, and 700 other species existed in that time, and they all went extinct, and there aren't going to be other species.
We've only been around for 200,000 years.
Right.
We've only been able to look at the sky for 60. So
it's not just the vast distances of space you have to travel, it's the fact that you have to be lucky enough to be around at the same time as other people, or other organisms.
Almost 70 years.
70 what?
Years since we've been, like, sending shit into space.
Sure. You know what my favorite part of Contact is? When they get a message back from space, and that's like the first message that had the power to like really go out there, and it was Hitler's Olympics.
Right.
That's fucked up. But anyway.
Well, that was like the first. I mean, that's true.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I find that shit interesting. But
have you seen some of the pictures of people that we sent in the Voyager? There's a picture of a guy eating toast. But he took a bite and then flipped it around 180 degrees and took a bite of the other side. So now aliens think we eat toast, retarded.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
There's another guy licking an
someone
ice cream
quarantine
cone.
That sector. Those fucking toast Philistines. We're not letting them into the rest of the galaxy.
They have space Philistines.
Yeah,
they have the Bible out there.
They understand. They get
Jesus is real, so it's fine. I'm going to go with Ancient Aliens as well. I was going to do Flat Earth just to argue with you about it, but no, that's not as interesting.
No.
Also, all of everything we know is still true in the Ancient Aliens universe, except our history is... I mean, history in general is kind of like you just corroborate over time. Yeah. So if it was true... eventually this would corroborate with reality. It doesn't affect how our physics works.
Plus it would be super interesting. I'd imagine they'd maybe have records of shit we didn't that we'd be able to have access to. It'd be
honestly like
amazing.
I don't think a lot of people are scared of aliens, right? And the concept of it. Imagine I just don't think an exploratory like spaceship and a series of them coming here, especially if Ancient Aliens is true, where they build like pyramids that are batteries or whatever the fuck they believe. That doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Here's my thoughts on that. Basically, either one of two things. I feel like, and this is just a bullshit asshole on a couch
That's
theory.
Fine. That's weird.
Yeah. But basically, if you're getting to the point where you're a spacefaring species that's not just in space, but actively exploring it for some reason, like to the extent that you're visiting other systems with intelligent life.
I would like to think you're sending your best.
Either you've transcended beyond what humans can even understand, and you're like hopefully peaceful and understanding, and you're doing some sort of, like, gesture almost like Star Trek-ian, like, we gotta go out and explore new life and spread knowledge and understand things, which would be great.
I feel like the human race, if we're sending people that want to be going and exploring, would be doing that. The problem is it the populace at large, or is it our best?
But here's the problem. Either that's the case, or it's a species that's like, no, we can go from place to place because we're fucking great at conquering shit. We are extremely aggressive.
I feel like that's also a very human-centric thought process.
It's a viable survival strategy. It's possible. Just saying.
Yeah.
In either case, I don't see any reason to be concerned because either they're going to be peaceful, great, or they won't. And we have... It'd be like...
Take no time at all to wipe us out, I assume.
It would be like standing on the beach at Plymouth Rock and seeing those sails coming and being like...
That's fine. We'll teach them how to We'll teach them how to grow corn and fish.
Like
corpses.
There's you can't stop people with that level of technology. I'm not going to worry about it. It sucks dick, but...
Well, I'm sure no one was thinking that. No one was thinking, can't stop the white man.
No, absolutely not. But I'm saying...
Well, no, that's what I mean. I think the gap there in the knowledge would be that wide. I think we can conceptualize it now because of information and stuff. But I think if we saw a ship capable of, light speed or very similar to it, and it took 15 years to get, what's the nearest one? I don't remember.
Alpha Centauri.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
That's like 17 light years or something. So that's within a lifetime if you're going roughly light speed. So like
just going roughly light speed.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying it would take almost that, or half light speed.
Sure.
Or something. Like it'd be very fucking fast. To get here without any issues, depending on lifespan, of course. But I'm just saying, would it even look like something we would recognize as a spaceship?
I don't know.
I love this conversation. Let's talk about this more some other time.
Okay.
We'll wear alien things.
Okay.
What do you think our alien overlords would be like? Would they be benevolent, or would they want to slave us? Or murder us? Gaia Green, to my favorite dick joke dispensary. Nice. Not so much a question, really. I would really just love to dunk on incels for a minute. Ouch. Seriously, how can someone lack introspection to that degree? What kind of complex does it take to compensate that hard? I try really, really hard to be nice to incels.
Yeah, I just want to explain for a second. I'm not saying... The kind of person who I would define as an incel is someone who takes that sort of,
They usually self-identify.
Yeah, sure. Let's say you're a self-identified incel.
Sure. The things you say sound so fucking bad.
It's not good. It's not good. Basically what I want to say is, I do feel bad a little bit, though, because I understand how someone can fall into it. Now, that doesn't make it okay. Yeah. I'm not justifying their behavior. I'm not, which is why intentionally we go out and we read the Jordan Peterson book and we try and explain why those kind of ideas are bad.
Yeah.
But I think the reason people get into that idea and like Jordan Peterson so much, interestingly, is because I feel like they get to the point where it talks about, man, we're all slaves to the hierarchy, the dominance hierarchy, and we're slaves to, women and their whims and their approval, which is all stuff that is implied, basically, through what Jordan Peterson says, whether they got it from Jordan Peterson or through some other incel forum, like the Red Pill on Reddit or whatever. I understand how it's easy to fall into it, because it's a victimization and a feeling of self-helplessness.
And also, people feed into it and make you feel like part of a group, a thing you don't have,
yeah,
based on your own admission of being an incel, right? You don't have companionship, and so you would probably be likely to latch onto other people who think the same.
It's also easier to say...
Feeds itself.
It's easier to say, why are things not working out for me? Oh, it must be women's fault, or whatever's fault, society's fault, and then to just sit back and say, there's nothing I can do about it, and give up.
I'm just ugly. I'm just, there's a plenty of other people who are better than me from a financial standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from a whatever.
Right.
And it's like,
it's very
nobody
easy.
actually in the real world, incels, please stick around. Nobody in the real world really, truly thinks on that level. And when they do, they don't usually find the people they're going to be with forever, and that's not usually happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like when, and this is just in my experience, I don't think you think I'm a Chad. Like, never been hard for me. Just have a personality. Be the person you are. If people like you, great. If people don't, well, they're not going to. Yep. That's all that's ever going to be. Like, this isn't some calculation. No. And again, I think it's, when you look at, specifically, incels seem to be straight dudes.
Yeah.
Right? Are there incel gay boys?
I don't know.
Are there incel women?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just going to go with the straight incel dudes for now. And let me know if the other ones exist.
Okay. Because
I only hear the Chad Stacy conversation, really. When you see a woman, right? That's not an object. It's a person. And I realize that you think you realize this, but you don't, because the way I think about it is, oh, look, a person. The way you think about it is, oh, look, I want to fuck it.
What do I got to do to fuck it?
What do I got to do to fuck it? Because, like, that's, if your goal is to fuck, right? Some people have that luxury. Some people can be, and I totally agree with you, there's some very attractive people that can basically just fuck whenever.
Sure.
But most people, even if they do look like that, don't do it. And then other people who look like that aren't receptive to it. Like there's so many fucking people in this world. Just try to interact with people, and if you like them, you like them. If they like you, they like you, and then maybe someday later you'll nut. Like, it's not a big deal, dude.
This is why I think if you have a friend or anything that's starting to get into like that sort of advice from the internet or whatever,
yep.
It's best to try. The best way to combat it is to say, not outright say like, no, that is like, I don't know how to put this. The stronger you come out against it initially, I feel like they might be like, no, they're just trying to help me.
Yep.
But you need to offer the alternative and say, no, listen, you need to improve yourself, and this can be a positive thing. Use this as an opportunity to, whether or not you do find someone soon, it'll still be an improvement for yourself to be more social, to go out there, to talk to people, to be more comfortable with yourself, to learn to talk more, to learn to not even necessarily talk more, but maybe when presented with an opportunity to have a conversation, you have it. I don't know.
Yeah, and they have like formulas on how to fucking talk to people. Like, it's so fucking weird. Just talk to somebody. Yeah. I know that not everyone, like, you are not the best person to have a conversation struck up with you in a random place. Sure. But I've seen you be in that position and work out just fine. Yeah. And you're very socially like, I hate people.
I just don't like small talk.
I agree. Me either, really. Yeah. Like, I prefer to be like I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll talk about a thing. Like
right.
This. I'll talk about a topic, and you can do that. Like, I know that's weird with friends. I'll just be there. Usually I'm on my phone, because usually I'm like, where's the thing I can talk about? Because I'm bad at spontaneously coming up with shit.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
That's what I do. And
yeah, you literally always do that. I don't know. I just... Not everyone... And I realize I'm a little more effervescent than like a person with their brain attached properly. But, like, you know, sometimes it's just talking for the sake of it. Just enjoy talking. Like, honestly, talking will get you laid way more than being a Chad. That's for you, incels. I got you. Please come talk to me on stream sometime. Have yet to have one incel actually come on.
Weird.
It's usually because they're insecure, but I don't want you to be insecure. I want you to be confident. We can beat this thing, man. Also, one less shitty guy out there. And if there's lady incels, please. I also want to experience that. That's interesting. Lupel asked Hugo, who do you think is a viable Democratic candidate and why? Yikes.
I'm just going to say, not a specific candidate or anything, but basically the things I think they need in order to beat Donald Trump. Because I don't want people to assume, like, oh, he's doing a terrible job. His approval's still like 40%, and it's like 80 to 90% among Republicans. They're fucking out of their minds. Anyway, so what I think the Democrats need to do is, they cannot, let me reiterate, cannot afford to put some asshole like Joe Biden up there and expect people to get excited and come out just because Trump is fucking awful. And don't get me wrong, if they put Joe Biden up there, will I vote for him? Yeah, because I really, really think what Trump is doing is actively harming the country, and another 4 years after 2020 is not going to be good. But it is what it is. This is the Democrats to lose, and they're so good at doing that. So if they put some milquetoast, non-progressive, whatever, might as well be a Republican, but like from 10 years ago, like corporatist, not gonna work.
Why do you keep talking about Hillary?
No, but they need to put someone up there who's actually gonna be like, workers, here's what I'm gonna do for you.
I think there's 3 people that have come out, and they're all women right now.
Sure.
I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Elizabeth Warren, obviously.
Warren has an exploratory committee. She hasn't officially said she's running.
Whatever. She's running. Elizabeth Warren, very unnatural, has a lot of really good policies, has an exemplary record with the human rights. Is it the Human Rights Campaign? Like, they grade people. Is that who it is? Her score's like 99% or something like that with them. Similar to Bernie. She's a Bernie-crat. She's very close. I dig it. The other one is Kamala Harris. Not a big fan. Very corporatist.
Is she the former prosecutor? Or am I thinking of the other one?
Yeah, she is.
Oh.
And she's bad with like drug laws and stuff, I think. Yeah. And then Tulsi Gabbard. Who is the Hawaiian, I believe she's Hawaiian, right? She's the surfing senator. She has a pretty good record as well. She's not exactly as progressive as I'd like, but I realize I'm more progressive than apparently the voting base, I guess. Like, every fucking person that I interact with isn't like super far left. It seems to be progressive as fuck. I don't know. But apparently these people don't get votes. So, although Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is swinging that surprisingly, which is great. I really like her, but she's too young. So those are the 3 that I'm aware of right now, unless Beto said he was going to run, which I'm not super for. He's a really, really good Texas governor candidate because Texas kind of needs what he is.
It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up someone's running mate.
I'm fine with it. See, here's the thing. I'm fine with if Bernie isn't going to run, which I hope he doesn't.
Too old. And I know what you're going to say. Trump's just... Yeah, no, Trump's also too old.
Trump's also too old. I would prefer, like, Elizabeth Warren's kind of too old for me, too. To be fair, like this is kind of how it's always been, but that's why I don't like it. So
Trump is is like the oldest president I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So this is... I wouldn't hate Bernie, the vice president. I think he bolsters that person's voting base a lot, especially because he's going to be in the meetings, he's going to be at Senate, he's going to be doing a lot of stuff. And, this is probably, 8 years left of Bernie is probably what we have. Right? Maybe he can go 12, 14, whatever, but like he's an old guy, and frankly I don't think he should be in office on his deathbed. No. Same thing with Trump, honestly. Like, I don't know that he's going to, like, physically, I don't know if he's going to make it. And that's not necessarily a good thing. You don't want...
That dude eats so much fucking McDonald's.
You just don't want... I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. Anyway, of the 3 people right now, the 3 women specifically, although I don't know if you can even run a woman against Trump right now because of the way our country is. They're all like, nah, women! Although that's turning around, so... that was a big part of why Hillary lost, although she was a bad candidate in general. I'm not going to blame it just on her being a woman. I feel like again, if
they put out an actual progressive woman that is progressive on the
issues. Tulsi Gabbard's pretty close. Elizabeth Warren feels like Hillary too, though. I feel like even though she's not.
The people who are drawn out because of the more progressive stances will far overshadow the people who would vote against specifically because of gender.
I agree. Well, no, I agree with you. But that's the problem, because they're putting out, like, Elizabeth Warren's this is such a fucking, it's so shallow, but it's true. Like, from a voting standpoint, she kind of looks like Hillary. And while that doesn't affect me, from a strategy standpoint, I look at that and I go, people aren't going to fucking vote for her because of that. Maybe I'm being cynical, but I feel like our country's really stupid and would
don't know.
because they didn't vote for John Kerry for the similar reason. Like, he looks old. He looks like a zombie. I made those jokes in high school because I had a Republican dad. Well, not even high school. It was like middle school or whatever, or maybe freshman year. But I remember that. I remember Al Gore being like he's not manly. That was the thing that was going around, and it's like, what? That doesn't matter at all to me right now. I'm for policy and for someone who's populist and progressive. That's my bar.
We'll see what happens. This election season's gonna kill me. I can't. The debates are gonna destroy me mentally, no matter who he's talking to.
See, the thing is, I think people are prepared for Trump this time around.
No, they're not. The media's gonna give him too much attention.
Oh, the media?
They're gonna broadcast every rally he does. It's gonna be a fucking joke.
Maybe. Depends on who's running. We'll see. Birthday Urka, what's your favorite musical?
Now it's Hamilton.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It used to be like Les Mis, right?
No, fuck Les Mis.
Wait, what did you like? Oh no, that was the one.
That's the one I hate.
You hated Les Mis.
I hate Les Mis. Fucking Les Mis. I didn't plan on talking about Les Mis today. I'm not even specifically talking about the and I'm Javert. Oh, that was better than Russell Crowe. That was better than Russell Crowe did. You're welcome. I'm not talking about the Russell Crowe Hugh Jackman version, which is fucking terrible and I saw in theaters and wanted to die. Outside of the one scene that's good in isolation in that movie is Anne Hathaway's I Dreamed a Dream scene. She does a great job. But, like, yeah, not worth a 3-hour movie. It sucks. It's too long. Don't turn a book that long into a musical. Anyway, favorite musical, Hamilton. Excellent. Yeah. Very funny. The music's excellent.
You're very brave.
The stage direction is awesome. If you've seen the circular stage they have that works, and it's used several times during the play. Used constantly during the play with the choreography. It's amazing. You need to see it.
I'd rather go see it. Than bootleg it off the internet.
Hey, don't.
I would rather go see it.
Like, I definitely did.
At the Fox Theater in Detroit, where it definitely ran. I don't know if it did.
It ran somewhere in Detroit, but like a traveling company, I think. Anyway, so.
I'm not gonna go to fucking New York for it. Anyway. I don't have a favorite musical. I hate them all.
I know.
What did this supplant? What was that one? What was your favorite musical before? The Newsies?
No.
You got any papes?
Annie.
I
have the record of
my grandma liked Annie.
I have the 1980s movie soundtrack on record.
My grandma was a huge fan of Shirley Temple.
She's not what?
Shirley Temple's the little redhead girl, isn't it?
No!
Who's Shirley Temple?
Shirley Temple was like 70 years prior to that.
Wait, who's that?
50 years. It's the good ship lollipop. It's the...
Oh, she liked that too. She liked Annie as well, though.
Okay.
I just got him confused.
Animal crackers in my soup.
Oh, yeah.
Monkeys and rabbits, loop-de-loop.
Yeah, she played that all the time. And then would play Annie. That's probably why I got them mixed up.
You know she was friends with Amelia Earhart?
Not for long.
Thanks for making the joke I was hoping to make. Okay. So, is that it? Is that
all? Yeah, that's all of them.
Okay, that's all the questions.
Did. So, thanks.
My throat is incredibly irritated. I've been ill. So I'm glad I got through this without hacking up a lung.
Did not feel good. Not a fan.
You can send us DVDs like Gideon Tuba Warrior to this address so we can do things with them. That sounds more sinister than I meant it to. So we can review them and laugh.
Jesus
Christ. You can always subscribe to the channel. We have a Patreon if you want to help support the show. You can follow Jake over at Papa Bird Jake on Twitter. Me at Hugo Reloaded. And we have a Discord, link in the description. Twitch.tv/actualjake. Twitch.tv/Hugo Reloaded. Though I haven't done a stream in many a moon.
I stream like 4 times a week.
I'm going to start doing it more. Because it seems fun. And My parents damaged me in just such a way that I need attention to feel whole. I can feel the void opening again.